Hi, I'm Chef Stephen Barrett from Seasoned Plate. Today we're going to be working with eggs. Eggs are nutritious, they're delicious, they're accessible, they're affordable. You can eat them for lunch, you can eat them for breakfast or even dinner. Some people use them in sweets, other people use them in savory. Today we're going to be making Scotch eggs with chipotle mayo and some diced pickles. I'm going to show you how easy this dish is to whip up, and it'll be your next crowd favorite. It's really affordable, it's easy to put together, and everybody loves it. It's great around the holidays, whether it be Thanksgiving or Christmas. It's a crowd pleaser. You can make a batch, serve them out, everybody's going to love them. So today we're going to be using Nova Scotia eggs, along with a range of ingredients. We have flour, we have breadcrumbs, salt and pepper, paprika, mayonnaise, chipotle peppers in a can, some sausage meat, and some pickles. So that's what you're going to need to make this dish. I'm going to put about 1.5 liters of oil, I'm just using vegetable oil, in either a Dutch oven or a high brim pan, something with a nice sturdy bottom on it, and then I'm just going to heat that to between medium and medium high and let that get going while we're prepping everything else. Also, I have a large pot full of water, and we're going to be using that for our eggs in a little bit. That's going to start out cold, so you don't need to worry about heating that up just yet. We're going to be doing diced pickles. I'm using a garlic dill, just whatever your favorite type of pickle is, works really well. And then we're also going to be doing a chipotle mayo. This stuff is awesome. You can serve it with all kinds of things. It's easy to whip up. We'll do that together. So let's start with our pickles. I just have 4 baby dills. Simply what I'm going to do, I'm going to cut down through the middle, and then I'm going to come over the top to create nice little chunks. So if we cut down through the middle and quarter them, and then if we just go ahead and dice those up, we're going to create beautiful little chunks. And what this is going to do, we're going to create a nice little side for our eggs. This dish is rich, it's fatty, it's satisfying. It's nice to have a nice salty, acidic crunch to counterbalance all of that fat and flavor. And the next thing we're going to do is to make our chipotle mayo. To make chipotle mayo, you can make mayonnaise from scratch. It's just olive oil or neutral oil, some vinegar. Some people use mustard and eggs, of course. I'm using the pre-bought stuff today, so I have about a cup and a half of mayonnaise, and I'm also going to add some chipotle peppers. Now these are in adobo sauce. They come canned. They're super easy, and you can kind of make this mayonnaise as hot or as spicy as you wish, depending on how many of the peppers you put in. So to simply make the chipotle mayo, you just grab about a cup and a half of mayonnaise, and I'm going to take a couple of these chipotle peppers and just drop them right down into the mayonnaise. And then we're going to blitz it. So whether it be a food processor, a magic bullet, a blender, etc., it all works. All you need to do is put the chipotles into the mayonnaise and then blitz it up. So I'm just using a little magic bullet style, cover on top, we'll plug it in and blitz it until the peppers have become smooth and the mayonnaise becomes beautiful and reddish pink in color. Here we go. Give it a little shake. I'm just going to shake that and run it through one more time to make sure everything's incorporated. And there we go. That's chipotle mayo. That easy. Depending on how many of the peppers you put into your mayonnaise will determine the spice level. If you're somebody that likes a lot of heat, you can add a few more. If spice really isn't your thing, you don't even need to add any. You can just use some regular mayo. That's a good amount of heat. I would recommend starting with 1 or 2, and then you can continue to increase the heat level depending on your preference. So what you can do is just put this to the side, and now we're going to start into the Scotch eggs. This is where the real magic happens. So this serves 4. If you want to make more, you can. So the water's cold. It's not hurting my hands at all. I'm going to put 6 in just in case. Sometimes when you peel them, you can crack the yolks and things. We're going to be boiling this soft, because when we take them out, we want it to be quite soft because it's going to cook again in the oil in a little bit. So while those are boiling, we have our oil as well. Use a vegetable oil or canola oil, works really well. That's going to be medium to medium high. And then we're going to take the eggs, wrap them in some sausage, put some breadcrumbs on them, and then fry them for another couple of minutes. I just have a couple of cups of flour. To my flour, I'm going to add about a teaspoon of pepper. I'm going to add a teaspoon of salt and about a teaspoon of paprika. So that goes all into your flour dish, and then you're just going to mix that around. Incorporate all those flavors, mix it in with the flour, and this is going to be part of the batter for our Scotch eggs. So I can just put that aside for now. We also have about a cup and a half of breadcrumbs. I'm using panko. You can use whatever you wish, whatever you have handy. If you're making your own breadcrumbs, make sure they're nice and dry, so use bread that's a couple days old. You don't want that water moisture level in the crumbs. They need to be really dry. So I would even recommend buying the store-bought brand. They're already pre-dried for you. And there we have our panko breadcrumbs. The last thing we need for our batter is a little egg mixture. So in here, I'm going to add 2 eggs. 1, 2. So this is, again, part of the batter for our Scotch eggs. So again, I just put in a couple of eggs and a little dash of water, and then we're just mixing that until everything is incorporated and combined nicely. And the last thing we need is 350 grams to 400 grams of sausage mix. This is, you can buy this at the grocery store, pre-done like this, or if you're stuck, you can just cut open sausages and take the casing off and take the inside out. And so what we're going to do, we're going to get the boiled eggs, wrap them in our sausage mix, then hit them with the egg mixture, some flour, some breadcrumbs, and then we're going to fry them until they're nice and crispy. Serve them with the chipotle mayo and the dill pickles, and we will be rolling. All right, so now our eggs have come to a boil. We set the timer for about 4 minutes. We're going to remove those from the heat, drain them, put them in some cold water, and then we're going to peel them and move on to the next step. Just put them in some cold water. Just slows down the cooking process, stops them from cooking. It also allows us to peel them a lot easier. All right, so now we're just going to peel these eggs and just set them aside. And to do this, it's just simple to do it in your hand. Get your sausage mix, divide it up by the amount of eggs that you have, flatten it out, and then you can lay your egg in, and you just kind of work the sausage around your egg. Okay, now this is, just take your time with it, wrap it around your egg, be gentle with your egg because it has been boiled only to a soft yolk. If you need a little bit more, you can grab a bit more. You're just going to create a casing for your egg. And so once that's done, it will just look like a big ball of sausage. Okay, and we're simply going to take our sausage mix. We're going to roll it in flour. Okay, so roll that in flour. This is going to allow the egg and the breadcrumbs to stick to it. And we can put that into our egg mixture, cover that over, and then into our breadcrumbs. We're going to drop them into the oil and fry them for 5 to 7 minutes. Okay, so simply put them into the oil. Like I said, they should be medium to medium high heat, and we'll put those in and just let them cook. So they're coming along nicely. They've been in the pan a couple of minutes in the deep fryer. If you have a deep fryer, you can do that as well. We're just using the stovetop method for deep frying. But if you do have a deep fryer, you can do that as well. But here it's just on the stovetop. A nice neutral oil with a high smoke point. I'm using vegetable oil today. You can use a peanut oil as well. Just making sure they're fried all the way through. So we have our beautiful Scotch eggs. Just show you what these look like on the inside. So if you come down through the top, we have our beautiful sausage, we have our runny yolk, Everything came together really nicely. And now we're gonna plate these. I'm gonna grab a little bit of my chipotle mayo we made a little bit earlier. So again, that's just mayonnaise with chipotle peppers. Grab your plate. We can about a tablespoonful. This stuff is delicious. Right on the plate. We can run our spoon right through. Make it a little chefy. Take our eggs, place them right on top of our chipotle mayo. And then we can finish that with a little touch of diced dill pickles, a sprinkle, quick crack of pepper, and a touch of sea salt. And there we go. Scotch eggs, chipotle mayo, diced dill pickle.